Hey guys, welcome back. Before getting back to my fan reenactment of The Empire Strikes Back, I wanted to share something with you. I have several stories published on fanfiction.net, one of which was published quite a few years ago, because I really don't like the quality of most stories on fanfiction.net. You gotta dig through a lot of stuff to get to some good stuff. Not that I'm perfect, I do not say I'm perfect. But here's a person who posted some very, very long, extensive reviews on two of my pieces of fan fiction, which, by the way, have since been rewritten, and I need to post the updated versions. But, yeah, I'd like to share them with you because this kind of cracks me up. I've been actually laughing at this all morning because you have to remember, this is fan fiction that they're reviewing, and if this person was a technical advisor at Lucasfilm, which in which case, if they are, I will retract everything I say here, but the level of nitpickiness in this is astounding for fanfiction.net. So here we go. The first one is for A Matter of Time, which is fanfiction I've talked about. What if Luke was captured by Darth Vader? This one says, quote, "I was feeling pretty solid on the story till the Executor was nearly 100 meters longer than a normal Star Destroyer. That is the worst interpretation of the Executor's size I have ever heard. If you didn't know what the length was, you should have looked it up. It should be clear, even in the movies, with their wonky camera perspectives, that the Executor is, at the minimum, 3 or 4 times longer than the ISD. A single glance at Wikipedia should have availed you of needing to play the guessing game. There it clearly says the Executor is 19 kilometers, not 1,700 meters. I have no idea where you could have possibly come up with such a small number, and I'm actually kind of insulted that something so obviously untrue is presented in an otherwise spotless story. Wow, that's actually buried in a compliment, buried in it. Wow! I mean, we see it overshadow the entirety of Death Squadron in Empire Strikes Back. If the ship was only a tiny bit bigger than a standard Imperial Star Destroyer, how could it possibly do that? Really, I'm astounded. I'm sorry if this seems really trivial to you." The author or anyone else reading this comment, but I really hate it when I see super obvious issues like this in stories that are so old. You've had years to fix the issue and it's still here. I mean, how long is this guy gonna go on about this? Yes, this is very trivial. I mean, the Executor being huge is about as obvious as Vader being taller than most people. Oh my gosh, sure, in description and exact height isn't needed, but it should be obvious to the reader that the established proportionality is the same. Oh my gosh, how long are they going to go on about? I'm only half done with this, by the way. Vader should tower over just about everyone but Chewbacca, and the Executor should be the largest ship in any presented fleet. If Vader was, say, shorter than Han or Luke, you could see how this would be so obviously an egregious... I'm sorry, I don't know that word. I know what the word is, but I don't know how to pronounce it because I've never heard it in spoken speech. Wrong, right? So yeah, I'm feeling kind of turned off reading the rest of it now, as I'm worried that you, the author, don't care to check if what you're writing makes any contextual sense if you let something that obvious slip by. I suppose if you really had no concept of how long a meter was, you may make this mistake, which I don't. But nobody who is old enough to write as well as you do should have such a terrible understanding of distance. You called me out on that one. Me judging distance is ridiculous. I will admit it. I suck. I literally suck at math. And my concept of distance is ridiculous. It is. It's bad. It's really, really bad. I mean, a meter's basically half of most people's height. That's a fairly intuitive measurement. I don't know, I'm ranting. Yes, you are. I'll keep reading, but if I see something else like this, I'll have to stop. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, this is very amusing, actually. Okay, alright. The next one is for The Trial of Darth Vader, which is the follow-up to this, which, by the way, I have since written an in-between story for, so some of those issues that he mentions may have been resolved. Okay, so overall, the writing quality was pretty solid, aside for some issues in the later chapters, like using resorted instead of restored to refer to the New Republic during the trial. Yeah, that's a typo that I forgot. The biggest issues are all little lore details and a couple huge ones that are blatantly wrong. I mean, to start, this seemed to be set in a Legends tense, as a lot of the backgrounds for characters that seem to appear correct were, at least mostly, based on how they were in Legends. The problem comes for the fact that a lot of it also seemed to reference Disney canon. It shouldn't be both. There's the kicker line right there. It shouldn't be both. It's fan fiction. How... Fan fiction is something that's set vaguely in the universe, at least to my understanding. You can mix canons if you want. People have done it. I don't see why that's an issue, really. It's like putting a box around your imagination. I can excuse a few things in both cases, as most of the story was written before we knew the fate of Ahsoka. Yes, exactly. Or some other details in canon, but a lot of other stuff didn't make much sense. If it was supposed to be Legends-based, then Ahsoka died during Order 66. Leia should have had twins. He's dictating in a story where the timeline was changed what kind of kids Leia should have and what they should be named. Wow. The government should have been called the New Republic, not the Restored Republic. And other smaller things like Coruscant has more than one moon. Oh my gosh. Wow. The one they landed on in the story was presumably Syntax 1, the closest moon. Yeah, that's... However, it can't even be canon set due to things like Leia's child being called Rey, not Ben Solo, Korriban existing, it's more abandoned canon, and other small details. Oh man, wow. You see this nitpicking on fanfiction.net of all places? This is, wow. Look, he gets back to it. I also still can't get over the bleeping fact that you had the gall. By the way, he misspelled it gal, not gall. To list the executor is only 1,700 meters long. He goes back into a rant about the size of executor. Wow. The fact that there were more than one detail in that vein of extremity that was off is unacceptable to me. Oh my gosh. This is just bad. Oh wow. Well, this at least I could read to the end of it. This is funny. So this is the very end. I'm skipping to the end. So certainly you have a much better capability for writing than many of the people on this website. Thank you. But the abundance of glaring lore issues and character misinterpretations lead me to find this story very wanting. Wow. Can anybody believe that? And this was written, okay, yesterday, 1:34 a.m. This person is probably in a different time zone. Next review, today, written today, 12:24 a.m. Yeah. All right. Wow. That was, wow. They are really stuck on the wrong size of the executor. That's, oh my goodness. This is, wow. Granted, nearing the end, I did not do as much research as I probably should have, but the reason it hasn't been updated is, it's called life, buddy. And that kind of writing does not happen overnight. It doesn't even happen over the course of a week. In order to have the quality of writing that this person is looking for, it takes quite a bit, several passes to make sure you get rid of any, yes, this person does not really have a grasp on how much work it takes and how hard it is to remember to go back to something like fanfiction.net and update something that one person has had a major problem with. They've ranted about it. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, guys, I hope you were as entertained by that as I was. So I'll probably see you guys later when another portion of the Empire story is filmed and posted, but until then, wow, God bless and may the Force be with you. You don't want to spread negativity. you want to subscribe and click notifications.